Your view, you said before that, gosh, these executives make way too much money. I don't think the government should be in the business of deciding what you get paid and you get paid and you get paid. And there are socialist countries on earth. There are socialist countries that you encourage us to be like. But those countries are not doing nearly as well as America. You know, the per capita income in America is over 5 times the average per capita income in this world. It's 50% more than the per capita income in Europe. This is a land of opportunity because there's social mobility. In socialist countries, if you're born poor, you usually stay poor. The advantage of this country is someone can start out a dishwasher like my dad did, and the free enterprise system in this country lets people rise. So I don't think the answer is government putting wage and price controls in and deciding how much of each.
I think the point was that millions of Americans can't afford the medicine, while the drug companies are making incredible profits and paying their CEOs obscene compensation packages. Yeah, that does concern me. In terms of socialist countries, do you think Denmark and Sweden and Finland are terrible places to live? I think that they do pretty well.
I choose to live in America.
Senator Sanders, let's get back to America and to the Affordable Care Act. Throughout your campaign, you said the taxes should go up on the rich, not the middle class, and yet millions of Americans who chose not to get health care are forced to pay a tax penalty. So families of 4 are paying up to $2,000 per year for failing to purchase coverage. Many say that they can't afford the premium, so it's just cheaper for them to pay the penalty than get health care. So is it fair to put this tax burden on families?
No, it's not. But on the other hand, is it fair to not raise the revenue that we need to provide the kinds of benefits that we are providing? That is a way to do it. I don't think it's a particularly good way. I disagree with Ted, who wants to give, according to the Wall Street Journal and many other publications, incredible tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires. I think in the wealthiest country in the world, we should raise funds in a progressive way where the very rich are now doing phenomenally well. Yes, I do believe they should be asked to pay more in taxes, and I think we should use that money and other mechanisms to provide health care to all people.
Senator, on that very topic, the top 1% are paying a lot more in taxes under Obamacare. But if you repeal it, will the top 1%, the wealthiest Americans, effectively get a tax cut?
Well, Dana, let me point out that Bernie acknowledged that 6.5 million Americans are paying Obamacare tax fines because they can't afford insurance. So they can't afford health insurance, and then the IRS comes in and fines them. And he says, gosh, I don't agree with that. And yet throughout the Democratic debate, Bernie says he helped write Obamacare that imposes these fines on people. I think it's wrong to be fining people. But let me make a broader point on taxes, which is many times in this debate, Bernie has talked about providing health care for free from the government. You know what? The simplest principle in economics is Tonstoffel. There ain't no such thing as a free lunch. The liberal-leaning Urban Institute scored Bernie's health plan, concluded it would cost $2.5 trillion in the first year and $32 trillion over 10 years. Now, how much is that? Trillions is a big number. It's not clear what that is. Let me put it in perspective. All of the federal income taxes we pay today are about $1.5 trillion a year. $2.5 trillion means every one of us paying income taxes would have to about triple what you pay in income taxes to get an additional $2.5 trillion. Now, Bernie, no doubt, is going to come back and say, no, 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 no. None of you are going to pay. Just the rich. Well, how about if we took every person that makes over $1 million a year and confiscated 100% of their income, took every penny that they make? That would raise only enough money to fund Bernie's plan for 5 months. Here's another idea. How about if the government confiscated the assets of Apple, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, and Exxon-Mobil? If it came in, illegally seized those companies and sold them, that would pay for 1 year of Bernie's plan. If you don't want to see your taxes triple, in addition to the wait list, in addition to the rationing, in addition to fewer MRIs and mammograms to worse care, then you don't want to see Bernie's Medicaid for all. You want to see cheap, affordable health care that you can choose that puts you in control.